So can you talk to us about how people who are wanting to get started in this could dip a toe in the water of starting to invest in junior miners or exploration companies, so that they have a starting point? Where can they get started?
Depends on where they are. If they were in Canada, I would recommend that they talk to a broker who's very seasoned, let's say. And there are collections of those brokers in places like Toronto or Vancouver, and many different places outside of those city centers, and where the stockbrokers have many decades of experience in this game, in this arena. And I think you really want someone who knows what they're doing. I think you want someone who's got access to capital and access to deal flow and financings. And happy to recommend people in Calgary, Toronto, Vancouver, anybody if they want to contact me directly.
All right, so we'll make sure and put your contact info in the description of this video. So that's point number one. If you're a Canadian citizen and you want to get some referrals to some recommended brokers who'd be really knowledgeable in this space, I'll give your email or contact info in the description.
Well, that would be Canadian or European. The U.S. investors is a slightly different beast because the SEC makes it pretty challenging to work with the Canadian broker unless they're U.S. licensed. However, Mr. Rule and his organization are great people to talk to if you want to invest in those. And of course, your listeners would know Rick. And so the Sprott organization would be able to handle their business quite easily in the United States or Canada for that matter.
Okay.
But and maybe something else. Maybe what I'll do is over the next week or so, I could put together different websites I look at and different ways I go about sort of looking on a day-to-day basis on where value is and what things to look at. Because there's some really highly developed service providers that have grown around the junior mining sector. So there are certain websites you can go to on a daily basis and see which financings have happened. Is there a warrant? Can you contact the company directly to participate in the financing? There are websites you can go to. If you look at a particular mineral deposit, you can really get a good visual look at how it's drilled and how it all sticks together. Those are just two examples of service providers that have grown up in Vancouver around the thousands of junior mining companies that exist there and have developed really good tools for investors to discern between the companies. So there are probably 5 or 10, and we'll put our heads together and think about that.
Excellent.
And of course, there's also money managers, and not very many. There's only a few left who specifically invest in junior mining stocks. And if they are still in business now, right when all this bull market has started, but if they're established, it means they're very good because they've actually stood the test of time.
Yeah, we're coming out of a tough decade for sure.